In the eyes of the WoW community, Shadowlands is seen as a dud, which begs the question, what killed Shadowlands? In the beginning, things seemed great. After the honeymoon phase, players were still having a blast despite many issues such as the Torghast, Covenants, and Maw. Myself included, I loved those early months of the Shadowlands. But time passed, and well, more time passed. So much time had passed, in fact, that we didn't hear anything about any major updates until BlizzConline in February, a whole 3 months after launch. And what was shown looked fine, but we didn't get a release date. Shadowlands would not receive its first major update until March 9th, 4 months after launch. And that update, patch 9.0.5, came with nothing except class changes and the return of Valor. Good changes, yes, but no new content, nothing new for players to do. For reference, Battle for Azeroth, the last expansion, released August 14th and had its first major content patch in that same time frame, with 8.1 in December. But for Shadowlands, 9.1 wouldn't come until June 29th, a whopping 7 months after launch. Combine that with new systems that players didn't seem to engage with, another new zone that seemed a bit dull, and the numerous Blizzard scandals that I do not need to go into. And yeah, this seemed to cement Shadowlands as a dud in the eyes of the community. Chances are, if you were playing Shadowlands during this time, you either watched a friend or two leave, or you took the plunge yourself, seeing as there were so many more options out there. However, I don't think it was Covenants, I don't think it was Torghast, I don't think it was systems such as conduits and domination sockets that really killed Shadowlands. I'm willing to bet that if patch 9.1 had come out in March instead of late June, that more players would have stuck around. You see, players can stick with the content they find a bit frustrating to get to the content they like, so long as the content cadence is consistent and quick. It was the time in between patches, that really slow cadence, that is what, in my opinion at least, killed Shadowlands. Now, why do I bring this up? What's the purpose of this video? Well, Dragonflight is out in a few weeks. And yeah, they've addressed a lot of the issues that I and many other players have had with the game, such as no borrowed power, less mandatory content. But there is this worry in the back of my mind, this fear I have that despite all the positive changes, they won't be able to fix what really killed Shadowlands. So I did some research. I dug into interviews as well as a few Bellular videos because that guy is pretty smart. And I'm not as worried. Here's why. I think there's one thing that is pretty obvious when it comes to Shadowlands. The pandemic absolutely affected development. The pandemic had started smack dab in the middle of Shadowlands development, and having to move your entire team from campus to a work from home environment, yeah, it's not easy. Now, while the pandemic is certainly still a thing, most countries, USA included, have seemingly lifted all the restrictions, meaning that they are now working back in that campus. That should make development a lot less chaotic, at least in theory, but the bigger reason is that they've actually invested a lot into their dev team. On July 1st of this year, it was announced that Blizzard had acquired Proletariat. Nailed it. A Boston-based developer to expand the World of Warcraft development pipeline. More than that, the Dragonflight credits have a total of 735 people credited versus Shadowlands' 488. Credit to this Bellular video, link in the description for that information. Combine this with the statements from game director Ian Hazukoster, where he talks about having a much better content cadence that revolves around those bigger updates, but also more smaller content updates as well. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit more confident in Dragonflight. So it certainly seems that Blizzard is committed to getting their content schedule back to where it should be. Now, whether or not that works out, time will tell. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to watch this video on the screen. Maybe consider subscribing. Thanks, and take care.